Hi there and welcome to a Time to Fly RowAlong workout. Today we're going to do a 4-minute warm-up straight into a 30-minute main session and then a 2-minute cool down on the end, and our day will be over. That 30-minute workout is going to be up there in terms of intensity, not so hard that you're going to be lying on the floor at the end, but hopefully if you've done the Time for Change and the Time to Shine series, then you're going to be prepared and ready for what's about to come. So less talking, more rowing. Let's get our machines set up, ready for today's row, and we're going to start off with resistance. Now what you're looking for, no matter what machine you're using, is a nice connection from the stroke where you can feel the weight of the machine, but you don't have to tug and heave against it, but at the same time it doesn't feel like you're rowing through air. On the Aviron I have my resistance set to 10. That's the perfect setting for me. If I was rowing on a Concept 2, I would have my drag factor set to round about 130 to 140. If I was on a water rower, I'd have around about 17 litres worth of water in the tank. Next up, let's go to the foot stretchers, how high your feet sit in the foot plates. Now what you're looking for is to find a comfortable position where you can come into the front of the machine with your shins pointing vertically without your heels coming massively off the foot plates or you feeling all kind of bound up. So if you're too high, that's when the heels come up and you get all bound up. If you're too low, you can find it quite easy to go straight past, and then your backside escapes from underneath you, you lose power, all right? So what you're looking for as a ballpark is that the strap covers the bottom lace of your shoe, the balls of your feet really. And if you can get there and then adjust up and down as per necessary for you, that's the best place to start. Okay, so here we go then. I'm all strapped in. I've got the resistance set on my machine. I'm going to start this 4-minute warm-up at a nice low intensity, get my body warmed up, and then we're going to get straight into the main workout after those 4 minutes. All right, let's get going then. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So use a warm-up as a way to, well, warm up. Open up your body, get used to the angles in terms of tilting forwards into the front. Shoulders are past hips. Arms are straight. And then at the back of the machine, you mirror that angle. So if you're into a 1 o'clock tilt forwards, which is what's recommended, you then have an 11 o'clock tilt backwards at the back of the stroke. But this is also the time to investigate when you want to adjust your resistance. If you're on a machine like me that has a variable resistance, then this is where you can play a little bit and find the perfect resistance for you. I tend to do my workouts at a constant setting, okay? So some people will vary through the workout. I tend to just set my machine and then use power and stroke rate to change the feeling. Nothing wrong with how other people do it. I'm just saying this is why I want you to find the resistance for you where you feel connected, a nice stroke, but you're not having to muscle your way through it. After all, today's main session is 30 minutes long and it's a mix of 20 strokes a minute low intensity, 20 strokes a minute max power, and 24 strokes a minute kind of mid intensity. So if you're already running with too high a resistance, let's say rowing, John, not running, then you're going to suffer. So find that nice middle ground. Okay, after the next stroke, I'm going to take 1 foot out of the straps, put it on the ground, and continue rowing with 1 foot strapped in. This is a great way to help that flexibility as you come into the front of the machine. Getting in, shin vertical, opening up those hips, pushing off one leg, making sure that that one leg is like, oh, so I'm in charge of some power then. Let's change legs and let the other leg get in on the game. So change over. And don't worry if there's a slight pace change as you change legs. I seem to be rowing round about 2 seconds faster on my right leg. We do have a natural kind of shift in strength. It's just if you've got like a 10-second difference, that's where something's not right. So put both legs back in, both feet back in, strap them up, legs straight, and let's row with our back and arms. So that means swing over your back, pull in your arms, release your arms, rock forwards again. But it's really important that you think about this hinging forwards and backwards with a nice rhythm. Hinge back, pull in, out arms, hinge forwards. Then we're going to take one more here. Roll into the front, arms straight, forwards tilt, and just press out with your legs. Keep those arms straight, keep the forwards tilt, press your legs. I just want you to think about the connection between feet pushing and hands connecting, okay? That feeling when the handle picks up the weight of the machine. We're gonna do 2 more of these and then we're gonna get 20 strokes a minute at a low intensity, okay? So for 1 minute, 1 stroke every 3 seconds. And the intensity you're looking for here is that you know that you are exercising, your breathing rate is up a bit, your heart rate is up a bit, but you can still hold the conversation. This is your comfortable, steady state. It'd be the same as if you were walking up a constant flight of stairs where, you know how your legs start to burn, starts to feel like exercise, you're out of breath, but you don't have to lie down in a corner. And then what we're going to do in 4 strokes time is increase the pressure from our legs. We're going to try and go as hard as we can for 1 minute, holding the same stroke rate after this one. Okay, so still 20 strokes a minute, but push with the legs. Okay, so you're still keeping arms straight and forwards tilt as you push your feet, letting that power get into the machine, but you're really pushing the machine away with your feet. Brace off the handle, hang off it, let that power surge into the machine. 5 more of these, then we're going to go back to that comfortable steady state, but look at your pace. How fast are you rowing right now? And remember it. So back off to that low intensity. Try to return to the pace that you were rowing at last time you did this. So for me, that means that I am down at 158 right now. And when I was doing max intensity, I was at 143, 15 seconds faster. And this is important because at the end of this minute, we're going to take the stroke rate up to 24, but we're going to try and hit the pace that you got to at max power 20s. Does that make sense? I hope so. After this one, so take it up to 24. That's 1 stroke every 2.5 seconds, and then push with your legs so that you put in enough power to match the pace that you were doing, 20 strokes a minute, max power. Really, you should be there or thereabouts just by virtue of increasing stroke rate. But I'm down at 144, 143, which I'm happy with. 4 more. 2, 3, last one. and then back to 20. Oh, nice and easy, comfortable, steady state. And that is how we're doing today's workout. So don't worry if that all happened a bit quick for you. These 1 minute recoveries aren't long enough for my waffle and instructions sometimes, but we're just going to repeat what we just did. So that means that in 20 seconds time, we're going back to 20 strokes a minute, max power. So get yourself ready for that. 2 more strokes. 1 more stroke. You ready? Let's really lay in that power. And if you're paying attention, or if you have a good set of headphones or whatever, you should have heard that as I go full whack, full power here, the sound of my machine gets a lot louder as I push more air out the way and make the machine go faster. Hopefully you can hear the same on yours. 2 more strokes. 1 more. And take it back down to 20 strokes a minute. Now ideally, I want you to try to hold the same 3 paces as you go through this workout. This recovery one, it's really important that you keep it at that nice, comfortable, steady state where you know you're still working, but it gives you a moment to recover after the other 2 sections. But the other 2 sections, I want you to make sure and get to that pace again. Nice and intense. 3, 2, remember we're up to 24 next. 1, you ready? Let's go. So, just by pushing harder with the legs, you should see your pace come up. And then by just recovering slightly faster here, that's what helps to take your stroke rate up. So your drive may be a little faster, but it's all about really increasing recovery speed to get the rate up. I'm still at 143, 144. We're almost there on this one. 2 more, and we get a recovery minute. Whoa. Back down. 20 strokes a minute. If you need to have a drink, do so now, just as you get into these recovery 20s. I'd rather you didn't stop during the higher intensity sections. Remember, find your flow as you go through these recoveries. Reset your technique. Remember, arms straight, forwards tilt. Right, 3 seconds time. So 3 strokes time, sorry. We're back up to max power but still at 20. You ready? Here we go. So really, what's happening here is you're going slightly faster drive speed, but slightly slower recovery in order to still stay at 20 strokes a minute. And let the rhythm find you. So finish, handle comes away smoothly. Don't punch the handle away from you. It should be a nice, fluid recovery. Smooth. I'll say smooth again. 2 more strokes. Last one here, and then back down, ease off the power, but hold the rate. Now we're coming up, or in fact that's us just past the 10-minute mark, but I'm out of breath, sweating, but it's not so tough that I'm dreading the 20 minutes that follow. I'm enjoying the fact that this workout mixes up the intensities. I only have to think about 1 minute at a time. And there's so much recovery, it makes it almost an easy workout. Almost. Okay, 3, 2, remember up to 24 again. 1, you ready? Here we go. Now still aiming to match the pace that you're hitting with your max power at 20. And this is proof that when you're rowing, you can adjust your pace either by adding in more leg power or by increasing your stroke rate. After all, 4 strokes a minute more instantly means faster. 2 more strokes. 1 more. Back down to comfortable, steady state. Have that drink if you need it, but don't take too long about it. Remember, you want to hit your recovery pace here. And recovery pace means there's still some pace involved. It's not about stopping and having a total rest. You're still meant to be working out here. Oh, so I just got distracted turning on my heart rate monitor. If I had this on screen, I'd be able to tell you what was going on, but I've only just remembered to turn it on. Okay, 2 more here, then back up to max power. You ready? Here we go. So hold 20 strokes a minute and push into the machine. If you can think about pushing the machine away from you, then that is more conducive to help you keep your arms straight and your forwards tilt. Whereas if you're just thinking about pulling the handle and getting to the back of the machine, that's when it's easy to either swing early, pull early, or worse, not use your legs. 2 more. and back down to comfortable, steady state. Hopefully, if you did do the Time for Change and the Time to Shine series, you'll be well prepared for this one. It's not just an increase in workout duration, it's also an increase in the overall effort. Your RPE, rate of perceived exertion, at the end of this workout will probably be up there. Should be around about 8, even though we get these cheeky wee recovery minutes. Okay, 2 more. 1 more. We're back up to 24. You ready? Here we go. Let the stroke rate be what affects your pace here. And it's one of the reasons why I don't really adjust the resistance of this machine while rowing, is that I want some kind of metric that I can trust that tells me I'm putting more work into the machine. And if I just increased the resistance here, I could row with pretty much the same effort and go faster. And I don't want that. 2 more. 1 more. Back to comfortable, steady state. That's also why I don't say like drop it to resistance 3, etc. Because we're all different. Like I said, I'm set to 10 here. I could set it all the way to 16. Give it a real muscle workout. But I don't want that. I want a balance of muscles and cardio. And then this feels like my baby bear, gentle pace. But some of you, it might be 4 you have to be at for this. So I'm not going to tell you what number to set it at, just the sensation you should feel. 1 more here, and then we're back up to max power, 20 strokes a minute. And that's the thing about the Avaron and even other fan-based machines or water rowers. The physics to them is that the more oomph that you put in, the more power, the more air or water you need to shift, and the harder the stroke feels. And that's the perfect way to row. 2 more strokes. Back down to comfortable, steady state. And what you should find is that the difference between those max intensity 20s and these light intensity, you're still rowing at the same stroke rate, but because you're not pushing as hard with your feet, the power isn't going into the machine as much, the fan isn't turning as much, so it's a lighter feel as your hands brace against the handle. They have less force than when you go max power. So try and feel the sensation as you go from here to 24 in 2 strokes time. 1 more. Here we go. Now for me, I'd say this is in between the amount of force I was putting in at 20 strokes a minute light and 20 strokes a minute max. So a bit more of a brace against the handle. I'm putting a bit more power in, but because I'm taking 4 strokes a minute more, that is why I'm going faster. So I seem to have got into a sinkhole there, talking about rates and intensity. That's not very interesting, John. Last one, back down, comfortable, steady state. As we pass the 20-minute mark. Now come on. It does not seem like 10 minutes ago that I was talking about us being 10 minutes in. This 20-minute workout so far has absolutely flown by. For me, anyway. It's one of the kind of tricks behind these short intervals is by only looking 1 minute ahead at a time, you really make 30 fly by. Okay, 2 more strokes, 1 more, and we're back up to max power. So again, notice how you're now bracing against the handle with more force, and keep those arms straight. Let the power from your legs brace against the handle. Then swing your body and then pull your arms. If you pull your arms from the front, you disengage your legs and go slower. 4 more. Still at 142, 143. 1 more. Back to comfortable, steady state. 158. Now don't worry about the paces I'm reading out. I'm just telling you the difference between my comfortable steady state here, 158, and my max power and my 24, which I'm trying to get to the same 143. So you might be rowing a lot faster than me. You might be rowing slower than me. It doesn't matter. As long as you're getting the workout effect from this. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Back up to 24. Here we go. And I can actually feel the kind of foam handle, the foam surrounding the handle here is getting quite moist from the amount of sweat running off me. So I definitely know I'm putting in the right amount of effort here. I'm kind of at that point where each of these minutes is getting harder and harder to do, and I'm welcoming the 1 minute comfortable steady state with wider and wider open arms. 1 more. And here we go. Comfortable, steady state. But again, remember it's actually, these 1 minutes here are kind of the bigger controller. Because if you take these too easy and recover too much, then you're not going to get the benefit of this workout. You get out what you put in. Just moving up and down the machine and not putting in the effort, that's not going to help you. No matter how many calories the machine claims you've burnt, you need to put in the work to make that happen. 2 more. 1 more. We're back up to 24. Nice and fast. Or well, a little faster. But again, your technique doesn't really change. Still straight arms, forwards tilt. Shoulders are past your hips as you come forwards. Push with the legs. Hang off the handle. Then swing your back. And then pull in your arms. 4 more. 2 more. 1 more. And then back to comfortable steady state. Got 4 minutes to go. And although the rowing stroke is legs, body, arms on the drive, there's an overlap. It's not legs, then like all of legs, then all of body, then all of arms. There's an overlap so that as your legs are pretty much halfway, that's when your backswing starts. And then as your back comes into the finish, that's when your arms come into the finish. Right, 2 more strokes, back up to max 20s. You ready? Whew, here we go. 2. Really try and focus on hitting your pace. If you're not at the same pace you were pretty much the whole way through for the max 20s, then really concentrate. This is your time to shine. You've got less than 10 strokes at this intensity. So finish this one strong, then we'll get 1 more recovery, and then 1 more 24, and we're all done. 3 more. 2 more. Last one here. Back down to comfortable steady state. I can feel the sweat running down my forearms now. This is one to bookmark and do again. It's been a while since I've done this row. I think you should find that the alternating heart rate is really kind of helping you, where it recovers here a little and then goes up, then recovers and goes up. Lets you go for longer, and you will find that over time doing a workout like this, it'll make you a lot fitter. Okay, you ready? 2 more strokes. Last one, and now We're taking it up, 24s, for the last time. Now it's your choice. You can pick a point and just start sprinting if you want a fast finish, or if, like me, you just want an even sensation throughout this workout, then just hold the pace that you've been rowing at this entire workout. Only got 8 more strokes. You can keep it going, I'm sure. That was more to me than to you. All right, almost there. 2 more. 1 more. Ooh, well done. I mean, the first 10 minutes, maybe that took a while. Second 10, went fast. That last 10, that flew by. That really is the time to fly. Whew, right. Do you want to get into a 2-minute cool down? Have a quick drink first. In fact, I'll do the same. Oh, you can tell it was a hard workout. And let's get going into our cool down in 3, 2, 1. Oh. So, start this off round about your comfortable steady state pace for maybe 10 strokes or so. And then start to ease back the pressure, but really do try and keep your technique as good as you can. This is kind of where you can consolidate. Got 2 minutes of light rowing, so you can really think about handle away, forward rock, bend knees, handle away, forward rock, bend knees for the recovery, and finding that flow, handle, rock, knees. See how it's all linked together on the recovery? I'm not shooting and lurching forwards, which you'll see a lot. Nice and smooth. And the same for the drive, legs, body, arms. But notice how my legs aren't finished when my body swings. There's an overlap. And that is so that as the power from my legs starts to fade, my backswing then tops up that power that's fading. And then as my backswing starts to fade, that's when I pull my arms to top up the backswing. And that's how you put in the most efficient, constant, and consistent power through your stroke. 1 more stroke from me, and that's the cool down done. You don't have to stop cooling down just because I have. You might want to go and do some stretching as well. Maybe you want to stretch your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, your hip flexors, triceps, biceps, triceps, biceps, snodsberries. You get what I'm saying. I do have a cool down and stretching video up here if you want to load that one up and follow me for some guided stretching. I'm not going to waste your time on this video by including it here, so go and search out for that one, maybe bookmark it and come back to it after every row. So until the next workout, whether it's part of the Time to Fly series or whether it's one of my many other workouts that are up here, please look after yourselves. Take care, row well, be well, bye-bye.